German submarine U-481 was a Type VIIc U-boat of Nazi Germany's Kriegsmarine during World War II. Ordered on June 5, 1941, she was laid down on February 6, 1943, at the WWII shipyard in Kiel, Germany, with the yard number 316. The submarine was launched on September 25, 1943, and officially commissioned into service on November 10, 1943, under the command of Oberleutnant zur See Ewald Pick. U-481 was among the numerous Type VIIc submarines built to reinforce the German U-boat fleet, which played a crucial role in disrupting enemy shipping during the war. The Type VIIc was a formidable class of U-boats, well known for their versatility and endurance. U-481 had a surface displacement of 769 tons and a submerged displacement of 871 tons. The submarine measured 67.23 meters in overall length, with a pressure hull length of 50.50 meters. Her beam was 6.20 meters overall, with a pressure hull beam of 4.70 meters. The draft was 4.74 meters, and she stood 9.60 meters tall. Powered by two diesel engines producing between 2,800 to 3,200 PS for surface travel, and two electric motors generating 750 PS for submerged operations, U-481 could reach speeds of up to 17.7 knots on the surface and 7.6 knots while submerged. Her operational range was impressive, capable of traveling 8,500 nautical miles at 10 knots when surfaced and 80 nautical miles at 4 knots underwater. The submarine was designed to operate at depths of up to 230 meters, with a crush depth estimated between 250 to 295 meters. She was armed with 5 53.3 centimeters torpedo tubes, 4 at the bow and 1 at the stern, and carried 14 torpedoes or 26 TMA mines. Additionally, she was equipped with an 8.8 centimeters deck gun with 220 rounds and various anti-aircraft weapons, including a 3.7 centimeters Flak M42 gun and two twin 2 centimeters C-30 anti-aircraft guns. After her commissioning, U-481 underwent extensive training with the 5th U-boat flotilla from November 10, 1943 until July 31, 1944. During this period, the crew was trained in operational maneuvers, torpedo launching procedures, and combat readiness. U-boat training was rigorous, involving simulated attacks on both enemy and friendly vessels, emergency diving drills, and endurance tests. Life aboard the U-boat was harsh, with cramped living conditions and long periods of time spent beneath the surface. On August 1, 1944, the submarine transitioned to active service with the 8th U-boat flotilla. Over the course of her operational career, U-481 conducted 5 war patrols, achieving notable successes. She sank 4 merchant vessels totaling 1,165 gross register tons, GRT, and 3 warships with a combined displacement of 160 tons. Additionally, she damaged 1 warship of 26 tons. U-481's first patrol commenced on July 5, 1944, when she departed from Kiel and arrived at Reval, now Tallinn, on August 4, 1944. Operating in the Baltic Sea, her mission was to disrupt Soviet maritime activities. One of the most notable incidents during this period occurred on July 30, 1944, when the U-boat was attacked in Narva Bay by 2 Soviet Il-2 Sturmovik aircraft from the 35th SHAP. The U-boat's anti-aircraft defenses managed to hit one of the attacking aircraft, causing it to ditch into the water. Despite the attack, U-481 remained undamaged and continued her patrol. Her second patrol began on August 10, 1944, departing from Reval and returning on August 21, 1944. Details of engagements during this patrol are limited, but the submarine continued her operations against Soviet shipping in the Baltic region. The U-boat's primary objective in these patrols was to weaken the Soviet supply lines by targeting convoys and smaller warships. The Baltic Sea, though a relatively confined operational area, was strategically significant for the Germans as it provided access to critical ports and shipbuilding facilities. U-481's third patrol, lasting from September 16 to October 26, 1944, saw her achieving significant successes. On September 24, 1944, she torpedoed and sank the Soviet minesweeper T-45 in the Gulf of Finland. This was followed by the sinking of the Soviet minesweeper T-46 on September 25, 1944. A day later, on September 26, 1944, she sank the Soviet minesweeper T-47. These attacks disrupted Soviet naval operations in the region, showcasing U-481's effectiveness in combat. During this patrol, the U-boat also had to evade Soviet anti-submarine forces, which included aircraft, depth charges, and patrol boats. The increasing effectiveness of Allied anti-submarine tactics made every mission more dangerous. The fourth patrol was conducted in multiple segments. The first segment ran from November 2 to December 22, 1944. During this time, U-481 encountered and damaged the Soviet patrol boat MO-121 on November 17, 1944. On December 12, 1944, a tragic incident occurred when U-481 attempted to transfer a midshipman to the homebound U-958 in the Gulf of Finland. The rubber dinghy carrying 4 crew members capsized, resulting in the drowning of 3 men, Oberbootsmat Johannes Lenz, Matrosenobergerfreiter Josef Fallert, and Matrosenobergerfreiter Felix Pulkner. Only Matrosenobergerfreiter Tony Zetzwein was rescued. The second segment of the fourth patrol occurred on December 28, 1944, with Oberleutnant zur See Gustav Bischoff acting as commander for that day. The third segment took place from January 26 to February 1, 1945, and the final segment from April 1 to April 3, 1945. During these periods, U-481 continued to engage enemy vessels and evade counterattacks. In February 1945, the submarine was fitted with a Schnorchel underwater breathing apparatus, enhancing her submerged endurance and operational capabilities. This modification allowed the U-boat to stay submerged for longer periods, reducing its vulnerability to enemy aircraft and radar detection. U-481's fifth and final patrol began on April 7, 1945, and concluded on May 4, 1945. During this time, she joined the Faust Wolf Pack from April 16 to April 25, 1945, operating alongside other U-boats to disrupt enemy convoys. However, by this stage of the war, Germany's U-boat campaign was severely hampered by Allied naval and air superiority. U-481 was ultimately forced to seek refuge in friendly waters as the war came to an end. With Germany's surrender on May 8, 1945, U-481 was officially handed over to the British Royal Navy. She was subsequently transferred to the Soviet Navy as part of war reparations. Renamed TS-5, the submarine continued to serve under Soviet command. Despite being an older design compared to Soviet submarines, she was utilized for training and experimental purposes. TS-5 remained in Soviet service until she was eventually scrapped in 1955. U-481's history is a testament to the role of German U-boats in World War II, particularly in the Baltic Sea. While she achieved several combat successes, her operations were ultimately constrained by the overwhelming strength of the Allied forces. Today, U-481 remains a lesser-known but significant part of the Kriegsmarine's U-boat history, reflecting both the successes and the limitations of Germany's wartime submarine strategy.